Thank you. We are back and we are getting relevant. And we thank you, committee, for getting back on time. We're going to take up S 212, which is potable water and wastewater systems connections. And we have heard, we wanted to hear from the Agency of Natural Resources. We walked it through. We heard from the league, I think, or this is one the league didn't get in for. We have. We've been trying to do this for my entire time in this building. I think we may have reached a viable solution, but we did want to hear from the Agency of Natural Resources. And this is the system where, in order to hook up to a municipal water or wastewater system, you need a municipal permit and state permit. And you're trying to keep track of who's hooked to what where. But at the same time, it is 2 fees and it does get annoying, at least at the local level at times. So come on up and see if we have, I think, we're ready. We might actually have a bill. So, welcome. Introduce yourself. Senator Gillick is up there. I do have a quorum. There she is. Okay. All right, I have a quorum, so we can go.
Okay, good afternoon. I hope you all had a good and productive town meeting week, and thank you for having me back in to talk about water and wastewater connection permits. For the record, Brian Redmond, the director for the Drinking Water and Groundwater Protection Division, which is in the Agency of Natural Resources, Department of Environmental Conservation. Just a high level overview of what the key piece of the bill is, as you already alluded to. Chair Cummings, is a new type of general permit for water supply and wastewater connection permits that really focuses on reducing administrative processing time and cost. And associated with that new permit is a revised fee structure that consolidates our existing fee categories into 3 new fee categories and reduces the fees and reduces the fees across when compared to our existing fee schedule across the board. So we are projecting a small revenue impact there that we feel will be mitigated by some of the repeals of the exemptions in the bill, but projecting roughly around $100,000 impact, which we think is manageable. I appreciate the committee's extra time to evaluate the revenue impacts associated with the designations passed under Act 181. Unfortunately, based on my research, at this point in the process, it's really too early to accurately quantify these impacts. We do know that the number of parcels that will qualify for the reduced wastewater fee going forward is going to increase, and there will be associated revenue impacts from those expansions, but it's just really too early to be able to provide that information at this point in time. I welcome the opportunity to come and report back to the committee in the future once more information and data is known. I wish I had a little bit more information for all of you today. And I'll stop there and have to try to answer any questions.
Okay, so the fees in the bill right now are your best guesstimate as to what it will cost, but until you actually get it up and running, you won't know for sure. But we used to adjust fees on a regular schedule, but if you are especially running short, you will be back. So the fees are, Ed is here to talk to us about fees. Committee, any questions?
Water and wastewater one?
Yeah.
Okay. That was easy.
I mean, what happened?
Are we just asking if we have questions for Brian?
Yes,
Well,
and then we've got a fiscal note coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've already, Michael O'Grady has been in, we have the bill under his name, on our website. And then we have Ted coming in with a fiscal note on the fees. But we understand that till this is up and running, it may take some adjustment.
This is the master permit thing,
general. purpose,
general permit, that's the word
Yes.
I'm looking for. Close.
One permit,
One permit.
not two. Okay, no questions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank everybody who's worked on this. Yeah. And fiscal note on the website.
Tim Burnett, joint fiscal office. Given that I have technological challenges and you have the fiscal note, and the fiscal note is just words,
Okay.
would you like me to share?
Yes,
Okay. Well,
if you, it helps people at home.
I have it from before the Zoom link.
If you have any technical issues with your laptop, do you want me to share it for you, Tim?
I should be able to pull it up relatively quickly. We'll see how that goes.
212.
Yeah, okay. But I will hopefully be able to walk and chew gum at the same time.
Oh,
So want to preface this by saying that, yes, we've emailed quite a bit back and forth with folks at DEC and concur with their read of the bill. Joining the meeting now. There are really three key impacts here to summarize. The first is the creation of a administrative fee for municipalities that have opted to do adopt this partial delegation of authority and are handling connection permits at the local level. Don't know how many my understanding from talking with folks is that only a limited number of municipalities are going to avail themselves of this delegation of authority. So the amount of fee collections with that, if $100 would be relatively small. So that's a positive revenue impact. On the negative revenue impact side, the new general permit would have fees that are lower than under current law. As shown in table 1, compares with our different categories of design flows.
significantly.
They are, I would say, much lower, particularly once you get to larger projects. Yes, and for yes, the larger projects are really where you're seeing much lower fee revenue there. Will emphasize that the process and started by Act 181 of designating both neighborhoods and type 2 centers, or category 2 centers, that would be able to, in those areas, we'd have folks paying $50 standard fee for A&R permits. Since we don't know where those areas are, the $100,000 is really an up to amount based on what we know about the current system. Given the process in 181, where areas that are eligible for center or neighborhood designation would be mapped and then approved by the land use review board. Because that process is kind of implicit, those areas will get mapped and approved as opposed to local jurisdictions applying for neighborhood jurisdiction. We're going to see those areas increase. And we don't know what the folks who are applying for permits now, who in the future, right, would be paying a much lower than $50 fee. So that makes our ability to estimate and put a firm number on it pretty much impossible at this stage. And the new designation process could be happening before this new general permit goes into effect.
Okay.
So that's the complication there. And then finally, as Brian mentioned, the bill would repeal exemptions from state permitting, that are currently in rule. So we have two positives, one negative in fee revenue. The negative is probably going to win out here, but can't tell you an exact amount.
Okay. So I assume you'll see us next year, or the year after.
Once we know where the maps are, once we know the areas that will be mapped out, we can absolutely do
Is
an
this the
estimate.
tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 maps for,
It's part of that mapping process. Yep.
okay, because Douglas administration, we did some neighborhood rules that, yeah, this is a different, okay. And that is definitely a working process.
Absolutely, yes. And we did do our due diligence and reached out to BCGI because they can frequently work magic on this front. And because the process isn't complete, there's really no way for
Okay,
us to do the work.
so this is our best guesstimate. They're going down, which is rare. And will help, I think, in building costs. And if we didn't find the right numbers, I'm sure you'll be back with an adjustment, so that we can cover costs.
Yes, and I will note that if the fee report process that is in statute and the new process that involves JFO is to be continued, A&R is next up for fee reports. So the next fee report that you all will be getting will be including A&R. So you'll have
Okay,
more detail about the full fee landscape.
I'm sure if they're losing money, they'll come see us. Okay. Questions committee.
All right, and I don't.
Okay. Thank you all. With that, have on the agenda,
You want a motion on that bill, or are we not ready for it?
if you're ready for it, is up to you. I have this bill and the early childhood educators bill. 212, which is this one, and 206, which is the previous bill, the child care licensure. Educators licensing bill. We are not dealing with the tax exemption and scholarships and all of that. We are definitely not ready to make a decision on that. Are we ready to make a decision on this one?
From the potable water supply.
Potable water, 212.
I move that, are we ready for that? You want a motion?
The clerk now has this.
Okay.
All right,
I move that we approve S-212 version, is it 6.1? As passed by the Senate Natural Resources and Energy Committee.
okay. Assume that's, you've got that original, I assume that's the number. Okay, Senator Hardy has moved that we approve S-212 version 6.1. It's sent to us by the Senate Natural Resources Committee. Is there any discussion? Are there any amendments? If not, following the advice of the Secretary of the Senate, I'm going to say all those in favor say aye.
Right.
All opposed say no.
Poor clerk have like nothing to do now.
I'm the clerk of two committees, don't worry about it.
That is, I call that 700, and we would like to report that.
You want it, Scott?
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay,
Can you get reported for A&R for natural resources?
I think it can.
Yeah, it's okay.
Think so.
So the next one on the agenda is S-206, if the papers pass. 206, this is an act relating to licensure of early childhood educators by the Office of Professional Regulation. Our area of germaneness in there is the fees. Again, this is what they think it will cost to regulate it, but like all new fees, they reserve the right to come back and ask for an amendment, but this is our starting point.
So I move, are we ready for that?
Well, I'm ready.
Okay, I move S 206. Draft 3.1. I believe it is, as passed by the Senate Health and Welfare Committee.
Okay, Senator Hardy has moved that we approve as 206 for a 3.1. Version 3.1 is sent to us by the Senate Health and Welfare Committee. Are there any amendments? Any discussion? Okay,
I think the discussion, at least from my standpoint, I alluded to as we talked about the bill. I'm concerned about whether or not it adds enough value to warrant costs. I'm also concerned in general about increasing the size of state government, the amount of bureaucracy that we have in state government, directly and indirectly. And so I will be voting no.
any other discussion? You didn't get all those things emailed to you?
Yeah,
He's gonna read them overnight.
right now, I'm gonna be a no, doesn't mean that won't change. I talk to folks at the center that I'm on and my kids go to, just to get a little bit more information from them and their thoughts personally on it. And I just, for the same
Would you
ideas
like
of,
to put off voting on this?
no, I'm not gonna hold it up for that. Maybe.
And I don't think we'll get enough information in by tomorrow.
Yeah, no, probably you won't.
And I do have large concerns about the family provider part. I think it's gonna, if you don't get it in the next 2 years, we kind of take away that ability for a person 5 years from now that wants to do it. They would then have to go through a totally different track to be able to have that family provider area, which is more, intense than going through a family provider right now. And I think in an age where childcare is hard to come by, and certainly trying to get affordable childcare, I don't want to restrict the ability for folks to provide that service. And for those reasons, maybe no for right now.
Okay. Any further discussion?
I think you made a comment earlier. This was a bill last year and then it never got, what happened to it? Did it die on a wall somewhere?
I believe we passed it in the Government Operations Committee. It came here. I think we passed it in here. I think it even passed on the floor and then it's in the House.
Okay.
It was a little unclear to me why a new bill was introduced and we just didn't do that one. I'm not
Yeah.
sure why.
It was the continuation,
And I was on
Yeah,
this last time, if I remember right.
I'm
Still now
seeing
I'm-
people jumping over here.
Yeah.
You
Sorry,
know,
my-
just
Yes.
introduce yourself for the record.
For the record, Lauren Hibbert, Deputy Secretary of State, there is a Senate rule, because of the status of the way that bill went, it passed the Senate floor, but it didn't have its individual bill number at that time because it was combined with the OPR bill. So it was combined with the OPR bill. It passed as a package, the two together. And then the early childhood education, because of timing issues and the fact that the House hadn't really heard testimony on it, it got cut out. But there's a Senate bill that the issue can't be, the same bill can't be heard twice on the Senate floor.
Makes sense. Okay.
So we needed a new bill, the number,
Technicality.
it was a technicality. We needed a new bill number and some areas of material change,
And I
which
can
we
say-
did.
Yes.
And so it should
Yeah.
be fine this year, but
It did not just fly through health and welfare.
no,
It, like, oh, well, we did this last year. We took copious testimony.
Kind of like salt though.
Yeah.
Salt though. 2.0.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. Okay. Further discussion.
Can I just ask Senator Matos
Mm.
a question? If you're concerned, I heard two things from you. Is your primary concern about the home care providers?
No, so at our center, we have, younger employees that are coming in, usually like their first job at high school, things
Yeah.
like that. And I don't want to discourage somebody that has to go do 120 hours of work before going to start this new job that they might not end up staying at because for whatever reason, it's just not for them. And we have a hard time hiring folks. And I don't know if having a different title is gonna make it easier for that when we have programs in place like CTE centers and getting people into the field is great. And I don't know if that, your job title or licensure is gonna change that. And I want to give those folks that opportunity with the least barrier of entry to get in there because we do need staff. In that realm, you'll see people going from center to center, just trying to find that happy medium on what works for them, but.
And you might
And the family provider part.
Yeah, well, because on that, the first thing, you might ask them because my understanding, and I think one of you said this, is if you go through a CTE program, you would have the hours necessary to be an ECE one.
Mhm.
So they would come out of high school with that credential already available to them.
And I'm just thinking of the person that doesn't know what they want to do. Right?
Oh, I see.
18-year-old
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
What they want to do when they're
Yeah.
done school. They might not know when they're 16 or 17 what they want to do, so they might not go through the program.
Yeah, and the home care provider thing, there could be an amendment that makes
Yeah, and
softer for you.
Okay, think about that.
that's why I say I'm not a
Not a
no.
hard no.
Yeah, no.
This is fast because we're only supposed to be looking at the fees. But if we could take longer time, we can do that too. Until Friday. No, we have next week.
It's got to go across the hall too.
Yes, it does. But they have next week too. So we could give extra time. Okay. Is there any further discussion? If not, on this one, I'm gonna ask the clerk to call a roll.
Senator Chipman.
Yeah.
Senator Beck.
Yeah.
Senator Hardy.
Yes.
Senator Brock.
No.
Senator Hewlett.
Yes.
Senator Meadows. No. Senator Cummings.
The vote right now is 3-3.
Nodded up.
I vote yes.
4-3-0.
Is that the first party line split vote?
It's the first split vote. But yeah, I mean.
This year or?
It's the first one I've broken a tie on.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the third condition.
all right.
More debate when it's necessary about it, yes.
Senator Hardy.
Based on the information we have right now.
I think is Senator
More
Hewlett the
information.
presenter in the, are you
Yeah,
presenting?
Okay, you want to do anything? Okay, so you would. Well, I don't know. She's not here to bring it upstairs.
Oh. I can do the fee. It's just the fees in it, right?
Yeah,
Is that okay, Senator Hewlett? If
That's fine, Ruth. Just don't upstage me, please.
I won't, I'll barely say anything.
Thank you.
committee, we have done our work for the day. Some of us have 3 minutes to make it across the hall.